Welcome back. The introduction of virtual court proceedings are a big deal because many lawyers who support it say it's the future for the legal profession. But there are many other senior lawyers who call for caution on its usage. We have their views up next.
Virtual court proceeding is a good idea, good innovation, good thinking, and it's a good product. But do we have environment that can accommodate virtual court proceedings? And there are a series of factors, legal, social, and attitudinal, that will affect it. For you to effectively and efficiently engage in open virtual court proceedings, you need effective energy, power, stable, uninterrupted. Then, if you have solved the problem of power, then you solve the issue of technology is also there. Because you need uninterrupted network supply. Now, who is going to bear the costs of the network supply within the period that the proceedings are to be conducted? Because you need to pay, you need to recharge your phone, you need to pay for data, you need to have all that. We don't have free supply of data in this country. And in an already impoverished society like Nigeria, and where poor men and women had to go to court to seek justice, are we not now commercializing justice in terms of virtual court proceedings? Then, what about the attitude of lawyers? Do we have lawyers who respect the ethics and the code of conduct of the legal profession by being honest, integrity-driven, who are not going to cut corner and not going to be engaged in sharp practices to undermine the efficacy and efficiency of virtual court proceedings?
Obviously, we're not ready. I mean, at least not fully ready. A few states might be, but generally, we are not ready. But I'm happy that we're starting. And we'll make our mistakes and we'll correct them along the way. But it's important to understand that you don't just jump into a project of this nature because you have a crisis. We should learn from this crisis and prepare the necessary infrastructure and facilities so it will be seamless. Court proceedings are a very serious matter, and we can't afford any mistakes in them. Look, we've used this in international arbitrations for a few years now, and we've pushed this with the courts in Nigeria. I really shouldn't say that I'm happy that this crisis has brought that about, because the crisis is that of illness and death. So I'll just say that it's a bit of a tragedy that it's only now that we're being forced to understand that we must allow better participation of technology in our courts. Look, the federal high courts were all equipped with automatic recording equipment more than 10 years ago. Only a few judges are using them. We just have not invested in the training of our judges, the training of our lawyers, the training of court personnel. We must do that. In fact, I dare say that until we embrace these technologies, for instance, eliminating the writing of court notes by judges at the High Court, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, even in magistrate courts, until we eliminate those, we are still practicing 16th, 17th century procedure. Because there are too many risks, and then look at all the delay that it occasions. So this is a good idea, but I just hope that the various chief judges that have implemented this have thought about all the challenges.
And just before we go, here's a recap of some legal stories we're tracking.
We begin with the report that the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has fixed June the 2nd to hear an application by the former Abia State Governor, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, seeking his immediate release from the custody of the Nigeria Correctional Service, Kuje, Abuja. On that day, Justice Mohammed Liman will hear the application. Besides seeking his release, the former governor also wants an order of the court setting aside his conviction dated December 5, 2019, under the hand of Honorable Justice Mohammed Idris, since the Supreme Court, in its judgment of May 8, 2020, held that it was given without jurisdiction. Senator Kalu has also asked the court to set aside the trial and the sentence passed on each of the 39 counts made against him. Kalu serving a 12-year jail term at the Correctional Service Center in Kuje, Abuja for allegedly laundering 7.65 billion naira belonging to Abia State. He had a 12-man team of lawyers, including 6 senior advocates of Nigeria. In Sokoto, the High Court has granted bail to 2 Chinese citizens accused of bribing an official of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The Chief Judge, Justice Mohammed Seidu Sifawa, granted the accused persons bail in the sum of 5 million naira each and 2 sureties in like sum, one of whom must be resident in Sokoto and have a landed property complete with a certificate of occupancy. He also asked the accused persons to submit their international passport to the Chief Registrar of the court, as they are not allowed to travel out of the country throughout the duration of the trial. In granting bail, the Chief Justice said the Anti-Graft Commission has not been able to dislodge the presumption of innocence of the accused persons. The suspects were arrested last week for offering the sum of 100 million naira bribe to the zonal head of the EFCC in Sokoto State, Mr. Abdullahi Lawal. The EFCC says the sum was allegedly offered in a desperate bid to compromise ongoing investigation of a construction company, China Zongao Nigeria Limited, which was handling contracts awarded by the Zamfara state government in the sum of 50 billion naira between 2012 and 2019. In Bayelsa, the Federal High Court sitting in Yenagoa, the state capital, has sentenced Yunusa Dahiru to 26 years in prison after finding him guilty of child trafficking and other charges. The trial lasted about 4 years. In August 2015, Dahiru had taken a minor, Eseoruru, from her home in Bayelsa to Kanu, where she was married to him and her name changed to Aisha. After months of outcries from her parents and human rights activists, as well as investigations by the police, she was returned to Bayelsa in March 2016, pregnant with a child. On May 26, 2016, Ese was delivered of a baby, and Dahiru was later charged with child trafficking, child abuse, rape, kidnap, infringement on the right to religion, and holding a person against her will. In Abuja, the Kogi State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal has dismissed a petition filed by Natasha Akpoti, the candidate of the Social Democratic Party SDP, and her party against Governor Yahaya Bello. A 3-man panel of judges led by Justice Kashim Kaigama dismissed the suit in a unanimous judgment. The petitioners had filed the suit to challenge the victory of Governor Yahaya Bello of the All Progressives Congress in the November 16, 2019 governorship elections. Delivering the lead judgment, Justice Kaigama held that the petition failed woefully, as the testimonies given by the petitioner's witnesses amounted to hearsay and had no probative value. The tribunal also awarded a cost of 600,000 to be paid by the petitioners to the 3 respondents, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), the APC, and Governor Bello. And we round off with the report that members of the Nigerian Bar Association, Benin City Chapter, and a coalition of civil society groups, both in Edo State, have called on the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, to urgently deploy rapid response investigative teams to the state over the kidnap and murder of one of their colleagues, Mr. Omon Osobase. The NBA and CSOs also called on the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, to invoke his powers as the chief security officer of the state to reject the provisions of the state law against kidnapping and other crimes with a view to bringing the perpetrators of the acts to book. They stressed that the state government and security agencies cannot fold their hands and allow certain individuals and groups to take laws into their hands. The group particularly challenged the various heads of security agencies in the state, especially the State Commissioner of Police, the commander of the 4th Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Benin City, and the Department of State Security, DSS, to rise to the occasion within 24 hours by unraveling the circumstances behind the abduction of the lawyer Omon Osobase.
And here's where we adjourn till next week. Don't forget that you can watch again this episode of the program and past episodes on our YouTube channel. I'm Shola Shayeli. Thank you for watching.